Next up is Rose Van Weir-Hein. Did I get that right? Sorry. She is a married mother of 2 and a community leader on behalf of special needs families. Her son Justin is autistic. She is the founder and executive director of Golden Heart Ranch, which is a nonprofit organization that addresses the crisis in special needs housing. Golden Heart Ranch is dedicated to building a community that will provide family-style housing, sports, recreation, jobs, and friendships. Thank you so much for joining us, Rose.
Thank you for having me. On a winter's night, some years ago, our small family went to sleep one evening, young parents with 2 beautiful boys and a crazy Labrador puppy. The next night that we went to bed, we were still a young couple with 2 beautiful boys and a crazy Labrador puppy. But our lives had changed dramatically and permanently. During that incredibly long day, our youngest son had 2 grand mal seizures and was in the next few days diagnosed with epilepsy. Soon after, Justin was deemed autistic. In the years that followed, we sought out what we thought were the best treatments, therapies, special diets, drugs, and doctors. We fought for him to have the best school placements, and we fought many times just to keep him alive. Justin is now 16 years old. He still has intractable epilepsy. He is still autistic. He is funny, mischievous, handsome, and smart. He is long and he is tall. Justin has to be reminded constantly to keep his clothes on and not leap through the house like a happy FTD man. He has to be reminded that he is not really a gecko and he could fall from the high branches of the trees that he continually wants to climb to. Justin is my son and he's amazing. The next chapter of his life is coming quickly upon us. I know the time has come for me to secure his future, and it's one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. For years, I let myself believe that Justin's future would always be at home with us, his mom and dad, and it was inconceivable that he should live anywhere else. Like so many special needs children, Justin depends entirely upon his family for his safety, his love, and his care. And like so many special needs children, Justin has never spent a night away from home except on family vacations. Therefore, the thought of abandoning my trusting, wonderful son to a typical group home with nothing to fill his days, living among unfamiliar faces, remains completely unthinkable and impossible. In 2006, I had the opportunity to visit an incredible farm in the Netherlands, and for the first time, the knot regarding Justin's future loosened. I was taken on a tour by some of the special residents of the farm, and I found them to be happy and proud. They shared greens from their organic gardens. They insisted that I take an armload of flowers as I left. Parents and volunteers dotted the property, providing guidance when needed. It's a community of harmony and peace, and I left the farm that day knowing it was the answer to my fears in Justin's future. From that point on, I've worked with an incredible group of parents and an incredible group of supporters to build Golden Heart Ranch. I believe there's 3 very large pieces to this puzzle. The first step is causation, the second step, intervention, and the third step would be the standard of living. Millions of dollars are spent every year on research to determine the cause, and millions of dollars are spent on determining what the best interventions may be. As well it should be. But the third step, the standard of living, very little time or money is spent on the astronomically growing problem of where does my child go when I am no longer here? What if my child cannot go out into the world? What if my child is still severely impacted? We spend so much time and energy going from speech therapy to occupational therapies to every kind of treatment we can think of, and then, boom, it abruptly stops. They are no longer on the radar. At 22 years old, they must leave the school system, no matter what the circumstances. At 22 years old, what happens then? This is what happens. The Office of Communications in the Department of Developmental Services says that 73% of these children never leave home. Easter Seals says that statistic is 80%. Many of these young adults end up on waiting lists for group homes that are years long. Some are able to go to specially made for jobs for a few hours a day, but especially in our current economic crisis climate, the jobs are few and far between. Parents come to me with the same question over and over: what's going to happen to my child when I am no longer here? Another great concern is parents simply aging out. Caring for a special child in most cases is a full-time job. Will most of us be able to do what it takes when we're 70? And really, what kind of life is that for the parents and our beautiful children? They need the opportunity to grow and reach their fullest potential, to make friends and live in an accepting community that allows them to flourish. The question is, why does society not have the same expectations for special needs young adults that we have for our typical children? We're here to change all of that. Golden Heart Ranch is a leader in changing the future and the expectations for special needs young adults. Our 40-acre ranch will include 12 ranch-style houses to create family-style situations. We'll provide opportunities for learning and recreation, such as equestrian therapy, sports courts, weaving looms, candle making, art, and music. One of the most important aspects of the ranch will be our ability to provide on-site jobs. Organic gardens that will provide the need for weeding and caring and watering and harvesting. Chickens and farm animals will need to be tended, and eggs gathered for sale. We'll encourage exploration of the world around them through field trips and participation in the surrounding community. For those residents willing and able to work outside of the ranch, transportation can take them to and from their jobs. And another important aspect of the ranch is that we will actually encourage parent involvement. We ask the parents to come and work alongside their children in the bakery or in the gardens. This first ranch will be a model. It's our intention to build these ranches throughout the state of California and encourage and guide other organizations to do the same. These children have so much to offer. They have the right to a dignified and quality life. They have a right to shine, and they have a right to a bright and shiny future. We have to be the ones that provide it for them, because where we put them, they will stay, and we owe it to them to make sure that where we put them is incredible. Thank you.
Thank you, Rose. Rose, where is the ranch, the first one going to be?
We're hoping to build in Ventura County. Near
Ventura County, she said the first ranch. I don't know about you, but I had chills listening to you, Rose. Because